Speak. Speak, Leroy. Okay, he's a little camera shy. Whoops. Okay. Sorry, poor production value as usual. Week 7 recap. The first team to talk about this week is kind of an obvious one. Gunning for You. The U with an explosive performance. They win 138 to 90 over We Want Ivanka. The U with this win gets to 5-2, tied for first with Fear the Wax in the Berks division, and one of only 3 teams that's 5-2. I've talked some this year about how the U has struggled a little bit just to put up a lot of points, but hey, wins are wins, and nothing but legitimacy this week. Tom Brady, 44 points. I guess, what is he, 43 years old? He's scored more points than his age. Pretty impressive. And on his bench, Joe Burrow, his other quarterback, had 43. So pick your poison. James Robinson, the running back for the Jags, with 26. 21 from A.J. Brown. Big game for Deontay Johnson, who had 20 for the Steelers. So all in all, just a huge game for the U. We Want Ivanka with 90, which is solid as solid can be. 19 from Gurley, 27 from Deshaun Watson, but nowhere near enough this week to hang with Gunning for You. We Want Ivanka is now 4-3, still in the playoff mix for sure. Fear the Wax put up another big number. We all hate to see this, 123-70. They're now 5-2, leading the league in scoring by a pretty good margin. I think about 50 points or so. They are tied with Gunning for You in the Berks division, and with a big lead in points, they're effectively in first place in that division. Russell Wilson, still cooking. He had 41, 31 from Devontae Adams, who I think is the top receiver in the NFL this year and in fantasy. And other guys, Christian Kirk had a good game with 15. Derrick Henry, for him, a weak outing with 13, but still pretty productive. And mask aversion this week, I mean, Aaron Rodgers was really good with 35. Sorry, I keep looking away, but I'm looking at the computer over here. But Zeke with 4, Mike Evans with 3, DK Metcalf with 2. So that was just really a bad week for several of his studs. So mask aversion falls to 4-3. I think they've lost 2 in a row. Again, still plenty in the mix, but this was a Fear the Wax week. Leroy stopped barking. Leroy jumped down from the couch, by the way. He's modest, didn't want me to talk about how well he did this week while he was here with me. So Leroy Stop Barking beat Catalina Wine Mixon 107-80. For my team, Leroy, it was all about Tyler Lockett, really. I had put up a decent number before then, but Josh Allen has been struggling the last few weeks. He had 18. Jamal Williams, thankfully, got the start for me since Aaron Jones, who's on Catalina Wine Mixon, was hurt and didn't play. So that allowed me to start Williams since my other running backs pretty much all stink. Williams with 16 was really good, but I still had a chance to lose that game with Sunday night coming and Kyler Murray going for Wine Mixon. Murray had 44, so if Lockett hadn't had at least 11 or so, I would have lost. But Tyler Lockett had a huge game, 38 points. I mean, he went nuts. So for the Wine Mixon, they're 3-4. Leading that division, I guess they're in the Fauci division in scoring, but only 3-4, so they're a little hard luck. And he's really beat up. They got a lot of guys hurt, and this week it was OBJ who went down for the season with an injury. Let's see, Sleepy Joe's medical staff, who has been very busy, I must say, these last couple of weeks, tending to Joe. But he still found time to put a whooping on Michael's Minions, 80-51. The 80 wasn't the whipping part. The 51 was the whipping part for Michael, whose team did not show up this week. For Sleepy Joe, it was really all about Sleepy Justin Herbert, who had 43. Hate to bring this up, Michael's Minions, but there was a trade that Sleepy Joe pulled off with Michael this week prior to their game, and Sleepy Joe ended up getting Justin Herbert out of the deal, and Michael got DJ Moore, who did not start for him this week. Excuse me. And Herbert with 43 obviously made a huge difference since his other quarterback was Jared Goff, who had just 20. So anyway, Sleepy Joe gets to 4-3. Michael's Minions also 4-3. So both of the young guys are still right in the thick of things. In the two close games this week, Harding's Hitmen beat Team Smack 72-70. This one came down to the wire. Seems like the Hitmen's games come down to the wire regularly. Seems to happen a lot. Kareem Hunt was with 15. Calvin Ridley with 14. Solid for the Hitmen. And for Team Smack, I mean, Boston Scott, who was waiver wire acquisition, got 14, which is really good. But she was missing her bell cow, Dalvin Cook. Hitmen were missing Lamar Jackson. So both teams struggled a little to put up points, but the Hitmen get the win to get to 2-5. And rolling with Mahomes in the other close game this week beat More Than a Thielen 69-64. Let's see here. There's old Patrick over there clapping. 69-64 was the final. So not a very impressive outing for either team, but again, wins are wins. And rolling with Mahomes is 5-2 and in sole possession of first place now in the Fauci division. More Than a Thielen, on the other hand, fell to 2-5, and it's kind of desperation time for them. I'd say, probably the best player for rolling with Mahomes this week, actually was the best player, was Tyler Boyd, who she got in a trade with Harding's Hitmen for Deebo Samuel, and Deebo now went out for a couple weeks with an injury. So Tyler Boyd looks like he was a good pickup for her. And she's getting healthier this week with getting a couple guys back. For More Than a Thielen, Breeze with 29, Kamara with 14, and after that, it was pretty much nothing. So that's it for this week. Thursday night game tomorrow night. It's the Falcons against I can't remember, but it's the Falcons against somebody. So see you before tomorrow night's game.